All right, greetings. My name is Shane Carrier.
And I'm Rowan Thompson.
And this is our reflection video based on our fitness assessment that we performed on the first year student, Fernando Suarez. So the first question, rationale for why we chose our aerobic assessment. We chose the MCAFT due partially to our client's history. Our client has a history of playing baseball at a varsity level, so he has a history of running and performing stepping movements, versus the cycle ergometer test where our client doesn't have a history of cycling. He has never really bicycled at all, so that is the main reason why we chose the MCAT.
Okay, so in terms of the second questions, if any protocols were not administered, explain why. So we were able to administer all of the protocols. There was no contraindications to not doing any, so it was safe for him to go through all of the protocols, and he did so safely as well.
In terms of the third question, identifying a moment where the appraisal process did not go as planned, there was a particular moment where we were assessing our client's peak leg power. The device that we were using, it wasn't safely fastened to the base of the device, so it was loose, which provided instability. So right then and there, we wouldn't have been able to perform that assessment. However, we compensated by one of either Rowan or myself holding the measuring device apparatus so it was stable, and then reassuring our client that the test could be done safely.
Okay, so in terms of the fourth question, how do you think this impaired the client? In terms of how it impaired the client, before we actually did the vertical jump, he was a bit hesitant to do the test because the device was a little bit shaky, a little bit unstable, as the attachment screw to keep the lever up keeps on falling out. So we had to again reassure him that the device would be safe for use if we held it like manually in place. So that's what we did, and he went ahead and did the test. But it did take a while before we could actually administer the test, but it did went through safety.
Additionally, we had to move the device to a different room, because the room where the device was in, the roof was at such a low setting, and our client had such a high vertical jump. He wouldn't have been able to we wouldn't have been able to properly assess him. So we moved him to the next room where the roof was much higher. In the future, what we could do differently to improve our assessment process, one thing that I think we could do differently would be showing up prior to the assessment time and going over all of the equipment and making sure that it is all safe to use and it's all functioning properly.
Yeah, another thing we could have done also before we actually went ahead with the assessment, could have ensured that we know where all of the location are for all of the protocols, because there was a point where we couldn't find the grip strength like a machine. So we couldn't find that. But if we had came earlier and looked beforehand to ensure that we know where everything was, would have had that issue.
As for a quality that I possess that makes me a strong fitness appraiser, in my opinion, I believe I show a certain level of confidence when I'm working with clients. I'm able to put them at ease with doubts that they may have, or questions that might arise, and I'm able to stay stone-faced if any problems arise or anything like that. The client will not be made aware, as I will maintain a poker face.
All right, so in terms of the qualities that I believe that I possess in order to be a strong fitness appraiser, is that I have the general knowledge of all the protocols, which is very important to do the protocols safely. Also, I'm able to recognize any changes being made during the test, just ensure that the client is safe as they go through the test as well. And I also believe that my love for fitness is a great asset to have in this field that we know in.
All right, that concludes our reflection video. Thank you for taking the time to watch it, and that's it.
Thank you.
Should-